Before we start today's show, today we want to give a big shout out to Buzz TV. Man, Buzz TV has some really good devices, man. Like this last year, they've come up with some good stuff, and this new year, I'm excited to see what they got.
Yo, it's going to be straight fire. Some devices and features, because I don't want to say one or the other. With Buzz TV, it's hand in hand. They've dropped some fire devices and some amazing features that are always taking things to the next level.
So don't forget to check out the description below.
You know, no matter where you guys are listening, watching, whatever from, make sure that you guys hit that subscribe button, that like, drop us a comment, and the reviews actually help us a great deal. If you're looking to do anything for us in this year coming and beyond, the reviews help other viewers like yourself find this podcast and enjoy it as well. So thank you guys. And with all that being said, let's start the show.
You say, ¿puedes hacerme un sándwich? That means...
And welcome back to another one.
Hola, soy Dora.
Okay, I'm trying to get some stuff here going because I
put your Dora away.
Hola.
Put your Dora away.
I gotta show you this. Because it's freaking hilarious.
Hola, soy Dora. Can you say...
So, okay, I think I got it. So, welcome back to Beyond the Streams podcast. Today we got general tech related crap that we're talking about.
Oh yeah.
But oh boy. But before we really get into any of that stuff, I wanted to do a couple reactions to see how Next Level is going to react to some of this stuff. So, when I got here today, so I'm kind of curious what Next Level is going to say and how he's going to react. So let's go ahead and pop this in. And this one says, "Hello, I'm Dora. You can make me a sandwich, or can you make me a sandwich?" You got to hear this. Okay, ready?
Hola, soy Dora. Can you say, ¿puedes hacerme un sándwich? That means, can you make me a sandwich in... Hola, soy Dora. Can you say...
In Spola. She got hit in the head with a sandwich. She deserved that one. It looked like she was talking to her parents.
Yeah.
You know why she got hit in the head with a sandwich?
Why?
Because Dora never taught her how to say please and thank you.
Dude, I was busting up. For one, she sounds freaking a perfect Dora.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a TikTok voiceover. It's Dora.
No, it's her.
Really?
It's her.
Oh.
She's got a TikTok, and she was at Starbucks, and she's like, "Hola, soy Dora." And then she says, whatever her boss name is, "Can I get a raise for working overtime?" And blah, 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 blah. And he's just like, "You need to stop it and get back to work." Like he starts like, dude, about to have like a brain explosion. I was like, holy, and I'm just like, dude, because at first I was just like, this has to be like the Dora and it's a voiceover of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
But dude, she does it for like there's a couple times where she was just like talking normal, and then all of a sudden she like switches her voice like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like just like she already has like a high pitched voice, you know?
Right.
So I just thought it was freaking hilarious. We need to get her on the podcast.
Right.
Hola, awesome.
I'm Dora. Welcome to the Beyond the Streams podcast.
Yeah. So, yeah, how you been, dude?
I exhausted, tired, elderly pains.
I'm older than you. How are you experiencing elderly pains?
It's probably because of the high score I'm trying to achieve with the scale.
Did you make it?
It just keeps going.
Shit.
It doesn't stop.
So I almost hit a new high score. And the most I've ever weighed, I believe, was 202.
Okay. Mine was like 303.
Yeah. I was like, fuck, dude. Sorry for all the kids out there listening, but I did say the F word.
French fries.
Yeah. Dude, I had to just. That was like several years ago where I'm just like, I'm not like, for one, my knees hurt really bad when I start putting on too much weight. And I hate being out of breath. Like, I got a 2-story house, and pretty much everywhere that I lived at, I've always had a 2-story something, you know?
Right.
In the apartments, not so much, but there was like this hill to get up to the apartment, and I was always like out of breath. I was like, damn it. Like, I hate that feeling. So I almost achieved a new high score. I was at 198 last weekend. And I decided I was like, cool, I'm going to, like, Saturday was like my last day to splurge and do whatever the hell I wanted. Sunday, I'm like, you know what? August 1st, this is it. I'm going to start. I need to get back and I need to maintain it, you know?
Yeah.
Plus COVID and all that crap. Oh, by the way, I have a treadmill that I'm going to be reviewing called Soul F85.
I feel like we've seen it or talked to the company.
I think we talked to the company. I think we talked to them.
Were they at TechFluence or CES?
TechFluence, I think.
Probably, yeah. It sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Why does it sound familiar?
I want to say TechFluence. I want to say somebody came in from TechFluence.
Right.
I don't know. We got to think about that one. But, so I got one of their Soul treadmills.
Yeah.
It took me maybe an hour to set it up yesterday because you have to put it together. It comes in pieces.
Right.
So I put it all together yesterday. Then I started running, and I'm just like, so I'm pretty much building my gym, and I've been building my gym, and I've been doing either one of these juices in the morning. This is homemade juice. I'll either do one in the morning or one in the morning and one at lunch or dinner, but I usually do one at least, and it's usually my breakfast. And I get a good amount of calories. It's almost 300 calories per bottle, and I can't eat over 1,500 calories. And I know a lot of people say, well, you shouldn't really look at the scale because sometimes with muscle you gain more, But the thing is, with my actual weight, I have to look at the scale because my knees and my ankles hurt. I don't want to get knee replacement, or do they have ankle replacements?
Pretty sure it's a regular operation replacement everything these days.
Probably replace everything. Replace your. So I weighed 198 on Sunday. And what was it? 2 days ago? Dude, it's been a freaking shit show. On Tuesday, I drove my pops over to TJ.
Yeah.
I took one of my NOS drinks. I didn't eat any lunch. And so I loaded up for dinner. I ate a bunch of I ate a huge salad pretty much. No, actually, no, I didn't eat a salad on Tuesday. Wait, what did I do Tuesday? Oh, no. Tuesday I did my filet mignon. Because that's when we recorded.
Right.
I did my filet. I did some mashed potatoes. And I had to eat some popcorn. I had to at least, you have to eat a minimum of 1,200 calories, or then it could be dangerous and your body could go into starvation mode. And that's what I don't want it to do. So yesterday I did the same thing where I was recording, I was working on some stuff, for some stuff. And then, the treadmill came. I didn't eat lunch. And so I ate some. Do you guys have Waba Grill up there?
Guava Grill?
Waba Grill.
I'm going to go with no.
Okay, so Waba Grill is like a Hawaiian, Korean barbecue thing.
Okay.
So it's pretty much a bowl of rice with chicken, and it has their teriyaki sauce and hot sauce,
Yeah.
So I ate that last night, and I literally had to force myself to eat it because I was super low on calories yesterday. I'm just like, damn, I just lost track of time, you know?
Right.
So today I decided to weigh myself 192.
So you're getting to your high score.
No, I'm losing.
Oh, you started at 203.
No, I started at 198 this time.
Oh, okay.
The 203 was several years ago. Last week on Sunday was 198.
Okay.
198 is when I started my weight loss. So right now I'm at 192.
But isn't that like a healthy BM?
Not for my height.
Okay. All right. Understandable.
Yeah, for my height, 5'8", I think a healthy BM is 168. I think it is.
Welcome to Beyond the Streams, where we talk BS.
Yeah, literally. A couple reactions here that I wanted to share with you.
All right.
Remember when Nancy Pelosi was telling the Marines?
Oh yeah.
Remember that whole thing? You need to protect us or whatever. And she says the only person we take orders from is Trump or the president, whoever that is, and you're not the president.
Right.
And people, we had a couple comments that saying, "Oh, that's not true. That's not true about this. That's not true about this." Okay, so I remember doing like a couple research on this general, because this guy is freaking for Marine, amazing, badass. You know what I mean?
Right.
This is what he says: "I will send you to effing Afghanistan."
To Pelosi? We'll get on it then.
You want to give me orders? I'll give you an order. So this is the Secretary of Defense, General Jim Mattis. And it's funny because they quote reportedly like what he said, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But here's some of the quotes. These are some of the things that he's actually said to people. Be polite, be professional, but have a plan to kill everyone you meet.
Yeah. Okay.
If there are some a-holes in the world, there are some a-holes in the world that just need to get shot.
Alrighty then.
Here's another one. Don't worry about stress. I create it.
He's his own superhero.
Dude, he's his own Chuck Norris.
Yeah.
I come in peace. I didn't bring artillery, but I'm pleading with you. If you F with me, I'll kill you all.
Wow.
Oh, man. It's pretty intense. And then there's memes on this thing that said that people were just kind of like putting their own stuff based on stuff that he said.
Right.
Check this one out. This man embodies, and I quote, "Violence isn't the answer. It's a question. And the answer is yes."
Right.
You know?
Jeez.
Dude, it's just... yeah, dude. This guy's pretty badass. This guy is pretty insane. So...
Does he have his own TikTok yet? It
He
seems like
should.
he should.
This guy so should. So, okay, speaking of TikToks, there is this new feature coming out for anybody who has there. And this news comes as Facebook, WhatsApp starts to roll this out also.
Okay.
It's disappearing photos and video features.
Like a Snapchat.
Like a Snapchat. What do you think about that?
It's good, I guess. But I mean, if people want things to disappear, they shouldn't post them on the internet.
How do you feel about Snapchat that you post a video and then or a picture and then it disappears after a day or whatever time?
Honestly, I'm kind of annoyed because like I maybe use Snapchat twice, but like even when I'm with Preppy and like our kids are sending something and then she goes to show me, it's gone. And I'm like, Oh, okay. Well, what's the point of this application?
Yeah, I agree. I used Snapchat a while ago, and I hated it for that exact same reason.
Yeah.
I'm like, this doesn't make sense. And then, but so many people were using it. They're like, oh, it's cool. It's, you just throw it on there, it disappears. Yeah. I'm like, but then you have no archive of those memories.
Right.
And they're like, but you could download it and then put it on Facebook. I'm like, why don't you just put it on Facebook?
I don't like Facebook, but I don't know.
So what do you think about TikTok now doing this, and now WhatsApp is doing this?
Yo, WhatsApp updated for me like last week. I didn't even know this was a feature. I sent it and it disappeared in the chat, and I was like, what happened? I was all offended by WhatsApp doing it for me because I accidentally pressed the wrong button, so it sent it as a disappearing picture. And I was like, well, sometimes I like scrolling through the chats and seeing stuff that I send too. Like, why did it I don't know. I didn't like it. But I think it's how do I say this nicely? This is a feature to appease the younger generation. They're a little bit more ignorant than we are when it comes to online securities, I would say, because back when we were growing up, there weren't so many places to share things, right? There weren't so many people to send things to. Now it's almost like a societal a requirement to send certain selfies back and forth and certain things back and forth. And some people think, ignorantly so, that when you have features that automatically disappear pictures and videos, that you're safe. I'm going to tell you, you're not. So be careful. These are just false hopes.
Mm-hmm.
Be careful what you send. Be careful what you do, whatever, because everything's incriminating at the end of the day. There's been stories in the media of people losing jobs because shit that was posted online or shit that was shared. And you never know. Like, someone could be your best friend one day and something happens and they have all the ammunition in the world to ruin your life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is very, very true.
It's a sad truth.
The sad truth. Now, here's another sad truth. Blizzard Entertainment president steps down.
And from Blizzard?
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, if you guys don't know what Blizzard is, these are the people that do World of Warcraft, Call of Duty, all of that stuff. Yeah, so apparently there's this bro culture happening in Blizzard. And I guess it's the I don't even know his name, Mr. Brack. Yeah, Alan Brack. Leaving the company to pursue new opportunities is what he quoted. There's also a lawsuit. California is suing the company, alleging a workplace of culture of sexism and harassment.
So he's encouraging this shit?
Kind of what it sounds like. It's kind of what it
here's
sounds
the thing. A lot of these companies start off as a very personal environment. It's a few buddies in a basement. Well, I'm not going to, say every company starts like this, but it's a very close-knit environment and you feel very comfortable with the people you work with. You feel like it's your bros, you go out for some drinks, you hang out, you play some video games, you work hard, you play hard, you talk shit. I'm not going to lie. I'm not the same person when I play Xbox. That's a different version of me that I didn't even know existed. Okay. Completely. And sometimes when a work environment, when a social environment is acceptable to be a certain way and people find it funny, it's easy to portray yourself in that way. Right. And when you do this for over a certain period of years, sometimes not everyone finds it funny. And when you move from being a little tiny company to a corporation, you know, you're a big badass company developing games, having your own IPOs, you can't act the same way. And unfortunately, some employees don't understand that, and some CEOs may not. You have to evolve with the business. You are now a very professional company, and you have to act accordingly.
Mm-hmm. So check this out. Of course, Blizzard denies the allegations and has called the legal action disgraceful and unacceptable, right?
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Many Blizzard staff walked out in protest against the company's culture in response to the allegations.
Yeah. So those are tenured senior people that enjoy the bruh culture.
But literally, bro.
Bruh, right? But how do I say this nicely? This is 2021 where we are more aware of mental cues. Things that are said resonate with people, right? And how do oh man. It's so difficult because when you're involved in one of these circles in the bruh environment, it's nice. It makes you feel good. But not everybody's included in these circles. And when you're not included or you think it's not right, then it can be pretty damaging on your mental health. Mm-hmm. Like I worked for a company downtown Toronto, right? Big bank, one of the biggest banks in Canada. And I was in the investigations department. And in order to be a part of the in crowd, do you know what I had to do? I had to be good at Call of Duty. If I wasn't good at Call of Duty, I had no connection with my manager. I had no connection with my peers. And every Thursday night, we played clan matches for Call of Duty. And if I wasn't good at Call of Duty, we all played on Xbox. All of us played on Xbox, right? There was about 15 of us. And if I wasn't good at that, then I wasn't having conversations with my manager. I wasn't having conversations with my peers. I just happened to have an Xbox and enjoy shooting games. So I was like, okay, this works for me. But not everybody in that department would have the same connection with my manager and my peers that I did because I played Call of Duty. Right?
Yeah.
And that's the same kind of thing, right? Like, I don't know. I don't know what else to say on that, but like people do have to change with the times. They can't always be talking shit at work. People will get offended. Like I was watching a podcast last night and, it's one of the channels that I follow. They have like 1.5 million subscribers, and they were having people come onto their Instagram live and talk about PTSD, right? So, you know, the guy who runs the YouTube channel he was part of the army, the Canadian Army. I don't know what the difference is because the Canadian, the American,
the Mounties,
not the Mounties. That's not the army. Anyways. He was asking the guy, right? He's like, if somebody has PTSD, should they be still, you know, going out to the army? And the person's like, yeah, you should still be going out to the army. And he's like, but they have PTSD. And he's like, yeah, but if you don't go, you're a quitter. And he's like, but they have PSD. They can't function. Like they literally can't function because they were trying to compare it to, was that Biles in the Olympics?
Mm-hmm.
Right? They were trying to compare it to Biles, and they were saying things like the person was calling Biles a quitter because she was saying that she couldn't mentally, you know, be there, be a part of it. And the person was calling her a quitter. And he was like, so a broken leg is okay to sit back, but if you mentally can't be there, then you are like called a quitter or you're called names or you're called whatever it is. Our mental stability is more important than ever before. Like, yes, people in sports before were forced to do things that they were mentally ready for. And where are they right now? A lot of them have a lot of mental issues. A lot of them ended up developing physical issues because they pushed themselves so hard. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So we have to be very careful with what happens in the workplace because it stays with us for life.
Yeah. This is very, very true. Very, very true. Now, here's something actually pretty nice I'm excited for, and I know a lot of people are going to be excited for about this. PS5, their shortage that they've been having, and I don't even know if I want to call it a shortage, but
I heard it still.
It's crazy. You know, I've been noticing that if you go to instocknow.com, I think it is, or Telegram, and their Telegram group, Now. They've been posting pretty regularly when there's launches from the different companies and stores. And I know people keep saying like, dude, this thing is so hard to get. And it's just like, well, it's not really that hard. It's, if you follow these things, you should be able to get your hands on one fairly easy now.
But you do have to have a certain kind of lifestyle in order to get one, though. Let's be real. It's like some people work 9 to 5s. They can't always be checking their phones.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't know, man. Like, they're dropping these things like at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. So if you're in the East Coast, that's 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock your time. So it's either right when you're going to work or right when you're about to get into work. For people on the West Coast, it's probably when you're sleeping or maybe when you're getting up to get ready to go to work. They're dropping it strategically so that way it's around the time people are getting up or going into. But, and then the other thing too is they don't sell out within seconds or even minutes anymore. Right. Now it's like they'll last for like 5 to 10 minutes. And it's just like, dude, the link pops up and let's just say you get the notification. You're like, oh, shoot, that was about 10 minutes ago. You have good chances that it still might be there. So check this out. Sony has now secured more chips. This is what they've been short of. And they actually got a massive bulk. And this is coming from CNET. CNET's announcing this.
Right.
This literally just happened yesterday that they got a grip ton of these. I think right now they said that last week, like, so they have a target. You know, everybody has targets of goals and all that stuff. Sony last week has to date sold 10 million PS5s. And their goal is to hit 14.8. They said before the fiscal year, you know?
Yeah.
They're getting pretty close to that fiscal year. And they just announced that they have enough chips to not only complete the quota, but pass the quota. So you're gonna see a big stock. Now, for anybody out there that's wanting to get one, as soon as you see the notification, don't wait on it and don't think about it.
Yeah, you got to jump on it.
Just jump on it. It might be available now for 20, 30 minutes instead of the 5 to 10 minutes, you know, before people sell out. And you know what's funny? Those people that have the bots and who are trying to buy all these things so that way they can upsell them like crazy, those guys are so screwed.
Yeah. They are. Like I actually have an Xbox here. But here's the thing though. I don't want to put it on a local buy and sell. I don't want to sell it to somebody I don't know. Like it's not cheap. Like it's like, you know, $500, $600, $700 for one of these devices. I don't want to meet somebody I don't know with a device that's worth a couple $100. Like I really just grabbed it and held on to it to see if a family member or a friend wanted it, but I had nobody hit me up. So I've been sitting here with 2 Xbox Series X's. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it, man. Like, don't do it. It's not worth it. It's not worth the headache. Like, even what are you going to do? Sell it for $25 more? Is that really going to make your day? You're probably going to spend that in gas to go to wherever you have to sell it.
Yeah. Here's something that just popped up that I was like, ooh, a lot of people are talking about this. T-Mobile is shutting down Sprint's LTE network for good in 2022.
Wasn't it catching on fire or something?
Well, there was one phone that was, But that wasn't based on a network. That was just based on a company. That was Samsung's.
Wait,
that was
what are they shutting down?
A network.
Oh, the network. I thought they were talking about the hotspots.
They're shutting down 4G.
Wow. Why?
They're saying that, I know, they're shutting down. So T-Mobile says it will shut down Sprint's LTE network by June 30th of 2022. A third of Sprint customers have already migrated to the new one, but they're shutting the 4G down completely.
So is Sprint owned by T-Mobile?
Yeah.
So is there a possible separation with companies?
Nope. Sprint and T-Mobile are two separate, and then Sprint and T-Mobile combined. Sprint's got their own towers, T-Mobile's got their own towers.
Oh.
When they combined, now it's
Captain Power.
They're all both. They're everybody have double the power, I guess. Well, T-Mobile says that they're shutting all of Sprint's 4G's power. And from what it says here, it says moving customers who are on old networks onto modern. Advanced high-speed networks means they will need to have phones and devices that can tap into the latest technologies and don't rely on older ones. So any Sprint LTE phone that requires the 4G, now you're going to be forced to buy either a newer Sprint phone, or you're going to have to move over to T-Mobile.
I don't understand if they're the same company. Like,
well, they're retiring old technology is what it is. So what they're doing is, so Sprint still has 3G network towers, and they're announcing that the 3G network will be shut off January 1st of 2022, and then the 4G will be shut off June 30th of 2022.
I don't agree with that.
That's crazy.
And the reason I don't agree with that is because there's some there's a lot of situations where LTE doesn't work. It doesn't have the same penetration in regards to the bands, right? The 5G bands don't go as far. So you need more towers of 5G to cover an area. But just because you have them doesn't mean it's going to go through your basement, doesn't mean it's going to go through, you know what I mean? There's so many variables, and the old 3G and 4G technology is more likely to give you that connectivity. Like that 3G is in case shit happens. Sometimes you're out in the middle of nowhere and all you got is that 3G. What are you going to do? Yep. You're going to call somebody if you ain't got no network.
I will say this. When I used to be a Sprint, dude, I used to get service in the mountains, in the caves, underwater.
Yeah.
You got service everywhere with Sprint. They were just, they had all their old networks up and they added the new ones. And it was always a joke. Everybody who had Verizon's like, oh, well, I never have a drop call. And it's just like, yeah, you do. Verizon, back then, Verizon used to have tons of drop calls. AT&T, I think, was the worst out of everybody. And Sprint was just hands down the best. It was like you can get freaking service in places that you didn't think you'd get. And It's because they had all those old towers still up. So, yeah, I'm a little bit
concerned.
Yeah, I'm a little bit bummed.
I understand that the new technology is so good and so great, but I think we're going a little too soon.
They're throwing all their chips and eggs in a basket with the 5G.
And I don't think they should. I really don't.
It's scary.
I agree. It's so scary.
Yeah.
They need to stop.
So here's some good news for you.
Oh.
The Samsung Galaxy Z8 Fold 3.
I have opinions.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll let you finish.
Okay. So, I know you got that Fold 2, right?
Yeah.
No. I want it. And the Fold 3 is coming.
Yeah.
And I've been kind of like looking at phones and stuff. So they're starting to take pre-orders.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, cool. The Fold 2 came out officially September of 2020 last year. And they're saying that this next gen phone, they're going to have a launch event scheduled for August 11. That's next week. So right now there's a lot of, there's a lot of issues that they're having with the phones because those foldables.
Yes. They were saying that this is the first year that Samsung has not come out with a regular phone and they're only doing foldable phones, which is pretty interesting. I didn't realize that at first. I was like, oh yeah, there's no Note. But then there's also like, did we get the S21 this year or was that last year?
I want to say that was like December last year.
Right. So there was no non-foldable releases this year.
Yeah.
Interesting. So they decided to do some really good things that I'm looking forward to. And then some things they're trying to cut corners on, but I would have cut corners a different way. Right. So for instance, I think they're giving you a worse camera on the inside here. So first, before I talk about that, I want to point out how many cameras this phone has, because I don't think some people realize how many cameras this phone has.
Like 50.
So I'm going to close this phone and you have a camera here, and then you open the phone and you have a camera here, and then you close this phone and you have cameras on the back, which is so redundant and stupid that I don't agree with it. And we all know that when you have cameras on a screen, it costs more money to hide it under the screen, right? It just makes sense. You got to hide it under the screen. So we end up with these stupid drops, these stupid camera cutouts on the phone, right? So they're saying that with this new device, the camera here is going to be worse, right? And people are like, oh, it's a selfie camera, whatever. And I'm like, they should remove that camera altogether. And the reason I say that, I say remove this camera altogether and make this camera better. Right? Because do you remember when tablets first came out, Rojas, and everybody looked like an idiot taking a selfie with a camera, with a tablet? Why am I going to take a selfie with the phone folded out like this with my hand stretched across?
You're like,
you know what I mean? Like I'm saying high five. Like, yeah. I can take a selfie like this. I can see myself on this screen. Everything's great. Make this camera better. Get rid of this camera so that there's no camera cutout. You don't need to hide a camera underneath the screen. You save money that way. I think I would have went that way personally, right? The other thing is you know what? That's my only gripe with it, really. The other thing is they're making it water resistant, not obviously waterproof, but it's not going to be dust resistant. Now, a lot of people are like, dust is more important because you have you have more places for the foldable phones to collect dust, like where the hinges are and stuff like that. But let's be real. The Fold 1 was a prototype. The Fold 2 was the first version. And the Fold 3 is the second version. You know what I mean? So we are taking steps because it's not as easy to, add things like dustproof and water resistance to a foldable device. This is a whole new era of smartphones that we're getting into, right? People were bored with smartphones, what feels like for the last decade. They all looked the freaking same. They all did. Now the folding phones came out and everyone's like, oh, what's that? I was using it one day and somebody walked past me behind me and they're like, what is that? And they literally came over this shoulder and was looking at my phone. And I was like, but phones are catching people's attention again. And they have to figure out with the new form factor, how they make the water resistance and the waterproof again, because, it was probably a good 5 to 10 years when smartphones first came out before they even started to introduce those things. They're talking about the S Pen being available for this device, but not a place to hide it or whatever. I'm sure you can get a case that you could attach the S Pen to. That's not a big deal. I like the idea of the S Pen. They
said they wasn't going to be able to hide it?
I think so. Do you have an article there? No, these are all rumors, right? Because nothing's official.
Nothing's official. It just says that the S Pen will be available. It doesn't say if it's going to be hiding or nothing. All they say is August 11th, they're going to have opening. They're going to have an event, and the launch event, whatever this launch event is, I bet you anything, if Samsung is doing this event, they're not just going to do just the phone. You know, they're going to do a series of things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's probably going to be like 30 to 45 minutes. And I'm pretty sure you'll be able to stream it on YouTube. And they're saying that it's probably going to be out for sale August 27th. So they're going to bring it out August 11th saying this is what's coming. This is what it is. This is everything that we're doing. And here's the dates when they're available to purchase.
Yeah.
And this one, it says August 27th. It also says that you're probably going to be paying about $2,000 to get this phone. Freaking expensive.
How much?
$2,000 USD.
Okay, so here's the thing, and I've actually talked about this on a live stream that I did with Digital Slang. But the thing is, Samsung is smart. They can charge whatever the hell they want to charge for this device because your competition isn't even allowed to be sold. Isn't even allowed to be sold in North America. You have the Huawei foldable device, which is not even, it doesn't have Google Play services on it. So it's not even sold in North America. Who else is making a foldable device? The only one that was coming close to making a foldable device was LG, and LG called it quits. There's talks about iPhone coming out with a foldable device, but that won't be for the next 2 or 3 years. And I'll tell you right now that they're going to be charging a lot more than $2,000 when iPhone comes out with a foldable device. So Samsung has the market. Samsung took such a big play that they were like, we're not coming out with any devices but the foldable devices right now. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? They're going to make bank either way.
Yeah,
either way. We can turn up our faces all we want. They're going to make sales.
Yeah. And there's a couple people here that are throwing rumors with prices. They're saying that there's a recent rumor that the phone might come out at $1,700 instead of $2,000. Some people are thinking it might be $1,800. Like, you know, there's some numbers being thrown around. Someone else is saying it might even be a little bit more than $2,000. So, and apparently, like, they're saying that it's supposed to take the older phone and add some better features to it.
Yeah.
Does your phone do 4K? I'm kind of looking at to see if it does 4K videos or not, or pictures.
Yeah. Well, it depends on which camera you choose to use. If you use the ones on the back, then for sure, right?
It better. For sure.
Yeah, let me just double check real quick. So video?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it says ultra high definition, 60 frames a second. So it does.
So it does do it. So just looking at the cameras here, it says that it includes a 12 MP main camera, 12 MP ultra wide, and 12 MP telephoto, offering 2x optical zoom plus a 10 MP cover camera. The only listed difference is a 16 MP selfie camera on the foldable screen, and this is the only. And it's what is this one that's apparently under the display? Okay. I don't know. I guess we'll see. For me, I like to go to the store and actually play with it before I buy it.
There are a lot of people who don't care about the water resistance, right? To those people, I would probably say take a look to see what the Fold 2 is going to be going for. Because it's still a great device. When people look at your phone, do you think they're going to be able to tell if it's a Fold 2 or a Fold 3?
Yeah. They also said that the Note might be discontinued.
And that's making a lot of people upset. Like, a lot of people are really upset about that. And you know what? The only Note device that I've ever really owned is a Note 9. And then I got a Note 20 and I gave that to Preppy, but I played with my Note 9 for the short period of time that I had it. And I still have it. I was actually using it for my overhead shots when I was doing unboxings and stuff like that. I was using a Note 9. But I really enjoyed the Note devices with Noit with the S Pen. Like it's really nice. So I hope they don't get rid of the Note devices. But if the Note devices were supposed to be the everything from Samsung, well, the everything from Samsung now is the Fold. That's the top of the line.
Yeah.
So I don't know if the evolution of the Note is now the Fold once you add the S Pen to it. But then people are going to be like, well, I don't want a foldable phone. I want my Note back. Well, Samsung doesn't give a shit right now. I'm sorry.
Pretty much. I'm bummed out. So I did read that it doesn't look like there's going to be room for an S Pen. Yeah. And you're going to have to buy a case that has the S Pen included.
Yeah.
Which sucks. But yeah. They're also talking about the standard 256 gigs.
Yes.
Or 512 gigs.
Yes.
Or a terabyte.
Yes. Give me all. I want the terabyte.
You know I'm going to be going after that terabyte.
Of course.
So yeah, I guess we'll see. It's they're going to be talking about everything when it does come out. They're saying that the battery that's supposed to be lasting longer. Just a lot of cool features on this thing. So we'll see what it does. I'm actually pretty excited about it. I saw it. I'm just like, ooh, this could be pretty neat.
I'm actually pretty excited about it because in the States, they actually have programs where you can trade in 2 devices. You can trade in 2 phones and get a big discount on the Fold. So if you have 2 old cell phones or whatever, see what they'll offer you for those discounts. And the way that I got this phone was from my friend Digital Slang. He traded in a device, did a review on this, and then sold it to me in Bitcoin. And it was a really good deal for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I told him, because he's going to be getting the Fold 3, that when he's done with it, I'll buy it in Bitcoin again. Huh. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. And me too. I'm ready for it. Hey, what do you think about this whole thing about Jeff Bezos in space? He made a comment.
What did he say? He actually said something? He should have just shut up.
He should have. He made a comment saying the experience was amazing going into space and all that crap. And I want to thank Amazon and all the employees because you guys made this happen. Now, I don't know if you heard, but there is a big dispute going on in Amazon saying that the employees are not getting paid that much.
Right. Right. They're all upset. And they should be. Like, how are you making so much money that you're flying yourself to space?
Dude.
But one of the tickets was actually sold for like $28 million too.
Yeah.
So it's not all of, Amazon's pay cuts that are paying for this. I don't know.
It's not, but you don't say that to the thanks, Amazon employees. You guys are awesome. You guys, oh yeah, that's stupid.
Okay, so the reason why it's like throwing salt on the wound for people that don't understand, think about you busting your ass at work and someone loses, they cut a position and they throw all of that work on you without paying you more. And then you're like, okay, you're exhausted, you haven't been taking days off, and they come to you and you be like, you know what, we really appreciate what you did. Here's a $10 Subway gift card. And you're going to be like, I don't give a shit about the Subway gift card. I want more money. This is even worse. The Amazon employees didn't get anything. They didn't get a pizza party. They didn't get money. They didn't get anything but to watch the owner of the company go to space. That didn't do anything for them. Like nothing.
No.
It's worse than a pizza party.
Oh, man. Do you want a pizza party? Is that what it is?
I want a pizza party, bro. I need a pizza party with some wings. Like I miss being a kid and going to baseball and after the season's done, there's like 30 large pizzas. You need that shit. You need that shit.
So we've already been 50 minutes in. Anything you want to add before we start wrapping up?
There's a couple just kind of quick things. There's a lot of volatility that's going to be happening with the crypto market. I just want to do a quick update on that. Ethereum's going through what they call the EIP 1559. There are some changes with how it's paying its miners, and that is going to be dropping 15%. That is happening that actually happened this week already by the time you guys watch this episode. So it's going to be a little bit volatile when it comes to what it's paying its miners and which way Ethereum is going. There's some speculation that the new hard fork, it's called the London hard fork or the EIP 1559, may cause Ethereum to go up because with every transaction, they're going to be burning some of the coin. And by burning some of the coin, there's less supply on the network, causing the value to go up, right? And here's an interesting point, right? This is all speculation. This is all what ifs, but some people are saying, well, if the miners are going to be making less than 15%, but the price goes up by 20, are you still making 15% less? Because you get paid in Ethereum, right? And if Ethereum is worth more and the price goes up, even though you're making less Ethereum when you're mining, then you could still be making the same amount of money. So you have to look at the price of Ethereum, how it works, and if it works for you. I will be honest and say that I'm not just mining Ethereum anymore. I've kind of split my mining power, half Ethereum, half Ravencoin. Ravencoin's an interesting coin. It's worth like 7 cents. But I've been talking about it since Raven was worth about 4 cents. And there's companies that are actually in Washington that are allowing you to purchase homes with Ravencoin. So it's got a future. It's got things on the blockchain that it's dealing with. So just be mindful when you're dealing with investments. We always say don't use money that you need to pay your actual rent or your mortgage or your actual expenses. And always try to stay updated with the latest news because you never know why things are going down, why things are going up. People always ask us, when's the best time to buy crypto? And we usually say now, but it's not now and sell tomorrow. It's now and continue to invest in your portfolio and don't just invest today, but you're going to have to dollar cost average here on out. So just be mindful, keep up the news if you're invested in something and do your own research.
Oh, show. And with all that being said, make sure you guys do follow us on pretty much everywhere. We're on Telegram, YouTube. We're on all the different audio platforms. If we are missing on one of the audio platforms, let us know and we'll be sure we'll try to get there. Leave us a comment, leave us a review, leave us a thumbs up, leave us some stars, leave us whatever it is that it is to help the channel out. Every time you guys do that, it helps us tremendously and it could help somebody else find us too.
100%.
And I think that's pretty much it. Make sure you guys do check the description below. We always leave links to all kinds of affiliate stuff that we do have that also helps support the channel.
Hey, the live streams are 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but we tried the live show recording, and that actually worked out pretty good. So you might see more of that as well.
That is true. Yeah. So stay tuned because you never know what the hell is going to go on. And you guys take care. See you guys in the next one.
BS to the moon. Peace.
Peace out, everybody. Take care. Hey.